Allah, officer of 500, represent I.S.U.P.K. We started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York in 1969. We came to bring the truth to all the 12 tribes of Israel that the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans make up the 12 tribes of Israel, the Israelites, and must come back into the Most High laws. This is Wednesday night law class. Of course, the law is only for us. The law is only given to us. So we must learn it. We must study it. We must follow it by the word and also by the spirit. Tonight's class is following Salakia. You become spiritual rich by following the Most High laws, part 2. Last week I went into that. It was a few more points I wanted to go into. Salakia. Let me call the conference line also and see if there's any brothers. They can read for me. Shalom, Lord Christ. Shalom, Lord Christ. Who's on the line? Abishai. Shalom, Lord Christ. You are you able to read? Got your sword ready? All right, come. Anybody else on the line? You the only brother on the line so far? Okay. All right, pick me up at 2 Corinthians 8 and 9. 2 Corinthians 8 and 9. The you all made it hear me if you were listening on the phone. The name of the class tonight is You Become Rich in Spirit Following the Most High Laws, part 2. We're going to dig into a few more points on this because, you know, of course, the world and social media, you know, we got this thing, we got social media these days. Besides magazines and TVs, they always gonna push in their narrative of get rich or die trying. You know what I mean? It's nothing. Of course, we're gonna do the balance of it because if you don't take care of your family, if you don't take care of your family, you worse than the infidel. I mean, you worse than the unbeliever. You know what I mean? And the Most High, he don't want his seed out here begging bread as far as like you know, junkies on the street type, well, a bomb on the street type begging bread. So it's a balance to it, definitely. But at the same time, you know, as far as like dedicating your life to do whatever you got to do to get rich, that's how you're gonna end up in a ditch. You know what I'm saying? Because the Most High wanted to dedicate his. We were put here for a particular reason. But you know, if you listen to society, they push the narrative on you know, cross out whoever you got to cross out, step on whoever you got to step on, sell your soul, sell your body, whatever you got to do to make it in this world. You got that verse for me? Right, we're gonna start with of course, the name of the class is called You Become Rich in Spirit When You Follow the Most High Laws, part 2. We're gonna start with the with the Lord and Savior, top man in Israel, Yahanna. You know what I mean? Use this example and let it trickle on down according to the law. Go ahead and bring that out.
The book of 2 Corinthians chapter 8 and verse 9. For ye know the grace of our Lord Jesus Christ, that though he was rich, yet for your sake he became poor.
Though he was what?
Though he was rich, yet for your sake he became poor.
Right, that's right, because you know Yahushua has it all. You know what I mean? He's the king of I mean, you know, he's the king of Israel. He's the grandson of King David. You know what I mean? He have you know, all the blessings and glories definitely come upon him. But the Bible said that for our sakes he became poor. Read the next part.
that he through his poverty might be rich.
Through his what?
Through his poverty might be rich.
Right. Through his poverty might be rich. You know, and that's what was going over last week. You know what I mean? The people that's usually the people that's in poverty, impoverished situations, not the top 10%, top 5%, you know, not millionaires. What they say now, if you make under basically what they saying now, if you making under $100,000, we're making under $100,000 a year, $120,000 a year, you are considered in your household, you consider below the poverty level. You know what I'm saying? That's when you talk about so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, that makes make up most of our people. Now, of course, you let the women tell it, you let Instagram tell it. You know, the women like to say that the women in the world, should I say, they like to put on and say they looking for to qualify to be their man, you got to make 6 figures and all that, whatever. But not even realizing that 10% of America is only 10% of America is making over $100,000 a year. So you know it's they setting themselves up for failure. You know what I mean? They're looking for the fortune, but they're not looking for the richness and spirit. And then you know, and that's of course that's where they fall at. And you know, and the men eat it all up. You know what I mean? They try to do whatever they got to do to get it. You know what I mean? That's what leads up in a lot of these situations. But we got to be like Christ. You know what I mean? Because it's probably going to be some opportunities that do come up that may allow you to, you know, compromise yourself and you know, and be so-called wealthy or whatnot. But you know, if it's against the law, against the Most High, as far as compromising yourself, then you definitely should not touch the unclean thing at all. You know, to get into Hollywood and a lot of these music industry or whatnot, we know a lot of times they take all type of oaths and sacrifices or whatnot. I'm not gonna get too deep into that, but we already know it's a piece of it's a they sell their soul to a certain extent or to a lot of extent. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So I mean, and that's what a lot of people know about, you know, the Illuminati or whatnot. It's not even a big secret at this point. You know what I mean? We see some of the rituals that they do, some of the funny acting that they get into or whatnot. And you know, if you're rich in spirit, you should be looking at that as like a man can pay me to be that way. You know what I'm saying? To be in Will Smith's situation, because we already know Will Smith, he's over $100 million man, maybe $400 million. I forgot what the exact number, but he's very wealthy or whatnot. But the situations the brother gotten himself to dealing with his wife, you know what I mean? You couldn't pay a brother in the truth to be in those situations, man. Right. You know what I mean? It's like he died every day. You know what I'm saying? You know the phrase they got a coward dies 1,000 times, a soldier only dies but once. It's not exactly that type of situation, but it is because it's like he just get a black eye every day. Right. Yeah, I mean every week he's getting a black eye. But you know where it all started? It all, you know, I mean, he came in the game as a rapper or whatnot, positive rapper or whatnot, but they went on and dirtied him up real quick. The movie he got called 6 Degrees of Separation. They got it. He played. A lot of people don't know about that movie. I've never seen the movie fully, but you know I know about it. But you know he played a homosexual man early in his career or whatnot. You know, selling out his soul early, marking himself early. You know what I mean? And now all he had to do, you know what? All he's doing is trying to make Jada happy, which is, you know, she's not nowhere on this level as a movie star, but her influence, that woman, and we're gonna get into that about, you know, this type of woman you choose also as far as being rich in spirit. But you know, his woman running around on him, she talking about she wished Tupac was still here. She wish she could have been with Tupac or whatnot. Her daughters is admiring the love that she got for Tupac, whatnot, straight disrespecting him, and then ultimately adulterating on him with August Alsina, which led to his frustrations to have him sat down. You know, everybody know what he did to Chris Rock at the Grammys. You know, once he made that joke or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Because the brother's wealthy. The brother's not rich at all. The brother's poor in spirit. You know what I'm saying? He chose, you know what I mean? If anything, to choose a time to show your aggression, it should have been a long time ago. You know what I mean? When the whole world was making fun of him, but you're gonna choose little Chris Rock to on a little joke about your wife to show your aggression in front of the world. Now his millions are set down. You know what I mean? Everything that he's worked for is coming to question, and you know what I mean? And he's gonna have to work hard to get back into those graces or whatnot, but it won't ever be the same. You know what I mean? Because he's put up as an example of how we supposed to be. As far as the type of black man they wanted to push us to be, but we see that man is very poor. You know what I mean? He's not like Yahanna being rich in spirit or whatnot. You know, and that's what we pushing here in the I.S.U.P.K. That's what we pushing all through life, as far as being rich in spirit. We've seen many men fall like this. You know what I mean? Especially what we got going on this past week with the Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion situation. Most definitely. Pick me up at Proverbs 23. Now I was looking at Proverbs 23. We were talking about a woman is a whore is a deep ditch. You know what I mean? But I got to look into that chapter, and that whole chapter is all me pertaining to this situation. You know what I mean? The generals spoke on it or whatnot. So definitely I want to touch on that. But the main thing about being rich in spirit, when you're rich in spirit, you carry yourself in a different way. You know what I mean? It's not based on money. You know what I mean? A lot of people base their happiness, base their day off of money, where they're at in life or whatnot. This is where depression comes in. You know what I'm saying? This is depression comes in. This is what the pressure comes in. That's when the enemy definitely will lead you down the wrong road. When the enemy, Satan, will lead you down the wrong road, because we already know that. You know, we've seen many millionaires, multi-millionaires that they have all these millions, but they're suicidal. Why are you suicidal? You got all the money. You know what I mean? Why are you going through depression? Why are you taking 20 pills per day, and you don't even really necessarily have a disorder? It's all in your mind. You know what I mean? Why are they committing suicide? You know what I'm saying? Why are they crashing out at any given time? Because you know what I mean? We already know that they're poor in spirit. You know what I mean? They thought the money could buy them happiness. You know what I mean? They think about the times. A lot of times when you talk to some of the rappers, you talk to some of the multi-millionaire celebrities and whatnot, a lot of them reminisce on the times when they was on the come up, when you know, when they didn't have much, when all their friends were together, and they was, you know, with the neighborhood, with their clique, their little gang, they ain't have nothing, and splitting a doggone a chicken piece from a chicken meal from the Chinese store or whatnot. They remember they say some of those was the best times they had. You know what I mean? Now everything unchanged. Everybody unchanged on them. You know what I mean? They can't even tell if people really love them or whatnot. You know what I mean? Sometimes they be wishing they never was rich, never was famous, and they'll just give it all up, because once again, you got to focus on the law. You got to focus on the Most High. You know what I mean? You gotta, you know what I mean. You always got to keep your integrity, no matter what position that you're in. Joseph, the son of Jacob. You know what I mean. He was sold into slavery to the Egyptians by his brothers. You know what I mean. He's somebody that kept that integrity. He came in. He rose up to a high position within Egypt, which is equivalent to America. What was like almost like a treasurer or a secretary or whatnot. It'd be like a treasurer or secretary of state in these days or whatnot. He kept his integrity. He kept the, you know what I mean, he kept his mind on the Most High. He didn't change his religion. He didn't change his the faith. You know what I mean? All them guys, some Egyptian guys, you know, we be coming down on them Kemet guys all the time. They got about 500 gods. Joseph was sold into that. And still didn't conform to anyone. He stayed true to the one true and living God.
That's right.
and he loved our brother, even if his brother sold him into slavery. A lot of us can't say that, and what we'll do in that situation, you know what I mean? Because their get back is something serious. They get back is something serious. But what Joseph do? He kept the law. You know what I mean? He still had love. He really turned the other cheek on his brothers. Well, he really could have had them down bad or whatnot. And the Lord seen favor with him. You know what I mean? He didn't just go for anything, go for any whore. You know what I mean? I mean, you know, because you at the top of these positions and whatnot, and you working for the boss, the CEO of the company and whatnot. He may got a promiscuous wife. She dressing real nice or whatnot, and she try to come at you and entice you. You know what I mean? A lot of brothers will fall weak to that because they're not rich in spirit. They're not rich in spirit. She tried to, what Pharaoh's wife tried to entice Joseph. Joseph didn't go for that. You know what I mean? He almost, he put his life on the line behind that also. But he stayed to his principles. You know what I mean? And that's what we must do, because these stories in the Bible is for our learning. You know what I mean? It's not for us just to read and know the story. You got to know, because we got to know where we're going off at, where we're sick at. But we're going to be put in some of these same positions because the world's going to see the light on us. They're going to see the light. They're going to see the. Go ahead.
Yeah, but
Shalom, Lord Christ. I'm going to put you down. Everything too wild with you?
Everything too wild about the one. I got a question.
Go ahead.
Can't we use Proverbs 22 and let me see. Was it 22 and 14? Yeah, 22 and 14 as a precept.
Go ahead, bring it out.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 22, verse 14. The mouth of strange women is a deep pit. He that is abhorred of the Lord shall fall therein. Or abhorred means like disgusted or you hate it. Like if you hate God or you disgusted toward God, that you're gonna fall in that pit by picking up top of women.
Right, yeah. You're basically saying those who denounce the Lord. Yeah, definitely. That's definitely a precept of that. Real, and it shows you over and over again of strange women, because as you rise up in status in this world, it could be status on your job, status in your neighborhood, status in the and even the activism. You know what I mean? Status in the I.S.U.P.K, because the glory is on us or whatnot. You know what I mean? And people see that power. Go ahead.
So when we see the word strange, like strange women or strange people, that's not always outside of Israel. Is it? Strange doesn't mean there's always another nation, does it?
Well, I mean, not 100% of the time, but most of the time when you see strange women, is mostly talking about heathen women. You know what I mean? But a woman that's a whore, a woman that's a harlot, and that's that's running around like that, she is strange to us. She might as well be as a heathen to us. You know what I mean? Because that's part of the law. That the sons of Israel can't go into a whore. You know what I mean? Or no, the law is there shall be no whores amongst the children of Israel. You know what I mean? And somebody want to pull that for me, but yeah, that's definitely a precept to the next chapter over in Proverbs 23. You know what I mean? And that's another thing to go into as far as because a woman is definitely if you don't choose the right one, and you want to you dibbling and dabbling in different and strange women and whores and harlots and whatnot, it definitely will lead you into a deep ditch, a deep pit, all that. You know what I mean? And what Tory Lanez is facing 22 years, or even if he get 5 years, man, it ain't worth it. Right. It ain't worth it, man. You know what I mean? He he was because he was like top of the world. You know what I mean? Of course, trusting in his talent, trusting into his riches or whatnot. I see the family he came from. His daddy, you know what I mean? He's tribe of Benjamin and whatnot. His daddy seemed like a Christian man. But of course, His daddy taught him, Christianity like it's any different than what any Negro is learning over here in America. Right. So he's just gonna do what all the other rappers doing, what all the other singers and actors and celebrities are doing, because all of them come out of Christianity also. Right. You know what I mean? It just I guess it's all about a Christianity. Whoever can talk about it better, it's closer to the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Whoever can sound like a preacher or whatnot, because his daddy definitely sounded like a preacher. I don't know if y'all seen his dad talk on TV or whatnot, but his daddy didn't don't seem like he taught him the law. Seems like he taught him a lot of things or whatnot, but he didn't teach him the law or whatnot. And now his son is in a deep ditch, a deep pit, and if, like I said, if he get 5 years, that's a lot of time. That's a lot of time to be in there messing around behind some women. You know what I mean? Of course, we still don't know the whole story of what happened. Of course, not. There's still a mystery in the history on exactly what happened, but we do know. You know what I mean? The brother, because of course the brother was dealing, seemed like he was dealing with her friend and her, which is I know he definitely felt rich during that time. You know what I mean? I'm messing with Megan Thee Stallion. I ain't nothing but 5'4" myself, 5'3". I'm messing with the 6 foot stallion, and I'm messing with her friend. Her friend a little she's an attractive woman also. With the friend Kelsey or whatnot. I don't know if y'all seen her, but it's definitely something that that brother definitely probably was bragging about, or bragging if he wasn't bragging in his head about. You know what I mean? Thinking that he got it made, but it was all good just a week ago. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Because he didn't know how to control them the females like that, and he was messing with the wrong female, and also he didn't have a law, so he's not a rich man. He's a wealthy man. He wasn't a rich man, so you know what I'm saying. Missed all type of angles on where this story went wrong. He lost control. She lost control. And as far as like I said, we don't know we just know what he got convicted over. They didn't bring out everything, but just to even like shoot at a woman is like, what are you even thinking about? What kind of mess did y'all get into? But the stuff like this happen in Hollywood all the time. Stuff like this happen in the music industry all the time. You know what I mean? They go out on a night on the town, then something tragic happens. You know what I'm saying? Now you got a brother who's facing 20 years, gonna be away for a long time, and then probably facing deportation. And then with Megan Thee Stallion, I mean, she got a stigma on herself also. You know what I mean? Well, what came out during that trial, her sexual exploitations. You know what I mean? Who she was sleeping with or whatnot. You know what I mean? And that's what goes back into that being that strange woman. You know what I mean? Like for real, everything, what your grandma used to tell you, whatever, everything that glitter ain't gold or whatnot. But the Most High telling you that about the women also. You know what I mean? They may be stacked like you want it. I mean, because a lot of these females that's walking around, they walking around dressed like streetwalkers, scantily clad or whatnot, how they dress or whatnot. Now that'll entice any man in the truth or out the truth. But when it come down to it, what we're gonna do is we're not gonna deal with the sister. And we'll deal with it and trying to clean her up. But you're gonna have to have some discipline on that, because when they start trying to put it up, try to throw it your way, you know what I mean? You're gonna have to, if you don't have any discipline, any integrity, any foundation on the law, I mean, you ain't gonna be no better than Tory Lanez. You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna have to build that spirit up, build that bank account up spiritually. You know what I mean? In the law. To if they are trying to throw it at you, then you know how to clean them up as far as, and then make a decision then. But as far as going straight in, just because a woman wants you, or just because she's attractive on the outside, that's not a reason to deal with a woman. Go ahead.
I got that precept you asked for. Deuteronomy chapter 20, chapter 23 and verse 17.
Deuteronomy 23:17. Go ahead, bring it out.
There shall be no more of the daughters of Israel.
Say that one more time.
There shall be no more of the daughters of Israel.
And that's why that woman is a strange woman. We already know Megan Thee Stallion and many of our sisters, they are natural in the flesh Israelites, for sure, for sure. But, you know what I mean? But they chose whoredom. A lot of them chose whoredom, and they are no good. They're no good, man. You know what I mean? And that's what we're gonna have to realize. You know what I mean? Megan Thee Stallion got all the hits or whatnot. She got everything going on, but everybody's sitting there like, man, I'm glad I ain't mess with her. And then all these sexual exploitations, she done let everybody get a ride, man. You know what I mean? Imagine what that pH balance is like. A lot of women learn about pH balances these days, but I don't think they really learn it. They learning about it, but I don't think they really taking heed to it. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Your bank account could be fat. You could be in the ride any car, be in a mini mansion, a big mansion, have your pick of men. But when he uncovers your secret parts, he knows something is not right about that pH, because we already know that's how their bodies is set up. They're not a woman's body is not set up to be with multiple men. You know what I mean? She's set up to be with one man. Ain't no, I don't care what the excuse is or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? When you uncover them secret parts, it's not gonna be a dime. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna be a quarter piece. You know what I mean? It's not gonna be bragging rights. You know what I mean? If somebody might ask you how it goes, you may not even want to talk about it, man. Right. You know what I mean? So somebody give me that one more time. When instead of a sweet smell, a stink. Go ahead. Shalom, Lord Christ. Let me push you down. Yeah, somebody know when they got that precept for me. That's in the whole Proverbs 23. And why y'all looking for that? And just like what the brother the rapper Blueface and Christian Rock. I mean, what is that? Man, them people, it don't matter. You know what I mean? Blueface claim he got millions of dollars or whatnot, but those people are very poor in spirit, whatnot. You know what I mean? When you sit back and you got a very meek wife that's after her husband's heart. You know what I mean? That her mind is on the Most High. She's looking at being modest or whatnot. But y'all might not be wealthy or whatnot. You know what I mean? It may not be Balenciaga all the way down or whatnot. But you know what? That woman is way richer than a Christian Rock. That woman's way more richer than any woman you can name in the industry. Because it's some things that you can't buy. You know what I mean? You can't buy a pH balance. You can't buy class or whatnot. Cause y'all have been seeing the spectacle that the rapper Blueface and his girl Christian Rock been putting on. It's a disgrace. It's crazy what that brother going through. That brother just popped up on the on Instagram with 2 black eyes. You know what I'm saying? It's like that brother is going through hell. Right. Catching cases, getting knocked out and slugged out by his woman. You know what I mean? All in love for a reality show, for some clout, for some likes. You know what I mean? And that little ratchet sister, she's getting more famous than him. After a while, they're gonna push Blueface out the way, and it's all gonna be about Christian. You know what I mean? And that brother gonna be in the ditch. We already know he running to a ditch where he carrying on with that sister. But we already know the scriptures say a wicked woman will give it into a wicked man. You know what I mean? So, you know, once you look at your rib, you look at your relationship, that should be a reflection of you. It should be, if you talking, you know what I mean? That's why I tell these brothers, when they talking bad about their wives, their ribs or whatnot, man, she ain't nothing, this and that she did. I mean, hey, man, that's a reflection of you. That mean you like that. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? So, just like the brother, just like the officer, Hadar was bringing out, it starts at home first. It start like we were teaching on last night. It started at home. It start with you first, because if you don't like the reflection of your what you see out of your rib, then you got to start changing some things in you. It may be too late for her, it may not. It may can bring her back. You know, all things are possible through the Most High, but at the same time, you know, if it is too late, you know what I mean, what you need to do is build yourself up, become spiritually rich through the law, and then get a rib, and you should see a major difference. You know what I mean? These are true stories. These are true stories. I had to, you know, of course, we had to reflect on myself. You know what I mean? Complain, you know, ex ribs or whatnot, complaining about them. They doing all this. Like, hold on. When I read that scripture, what the Lord say, you know, about the type of woman that you gonna get based on the type of man that you are, I had to check myself. You know what I mean? I can't put it all on her because you know you are what you attract, or you definitely are what you settle for and what you have. So if she ain't it, she ain't nothing, then you ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? Anybody got that for me? What's the verse in the scripture there?
The book of Isaiah, chapter 3, and verse 24.
Oh, that's Isaiah. Isaiah 3:24. All right, go ahead and bring it out.
And it shall come to pass that instead of sweet smell, there shall be stink.
That shall be a what?
There shall be stink.
Yeah, because she look all sweet with all that glitter on her. You know what I mean? Looking like a glitter princess. Like you know, bedazzled dresses and you know what I mean, everything cut and tailored nice. About, you know, she like making a stallion. She built like a stallion. Can't nobody take that away from her. You know what I mean? We, you know, this is down south of Atlanta. And then we dealing with the Israelites, so we know a lot of our sisters is curvaceous and they got it when it comes to their body. But the Lord say what? What did the Lord say? Read it back over.
Look at Isaiah chapter 3 and 24. And it shall come to pass that instead of sweet smell, there shall be stink.
There shall be a stink, and everybody, you know, we already know that beautiful sister. That beautiful sister that you knew from back in the day or whatnot, may have dealt with back in the day. Can't believe you got her. But if you go there with her, and like the scriptures say, you uncover them parts and they come down to be a stink, man, that sister dropped from a 10 to a 0.5. You know what I'm saying? I don't even want to deal with you. I can't even, you can't even get your nose past. So like, you know what I mean? It just give you the example, whatnot, because that a lot of times stuff like that, it tell on yourself. Right. You know what I mean? The outer appearance can look one way, but what them inside talk about, just like what you are spiritually. You know what I mean? You outside you're wealthy, but inside you're spiritually poor. You know what I mean? Somebody's about to say something. All right, keep on reading.
There shall be stink, and instead of a girdle, a ring, and instead of well-set hair, baldness.
But you know, of course, we already know the breakdown, and that's what our sisters going through right now. The Israelite women, especially the house of Judah. You know what I mean? They act like they're scared to wear their hair. You know what I mean? And they do so much to their hair to where it don't even start. It don't even grow no more. You know what I mean? Everything. You know what I mean? I put on wigs, everything. You know what I mean? I ain't saying that stuff unlawful or whatnot, but what I'm saying is that the Most High is showing is that where you know where their hair was a great grade of hair. Now you know now it's shriveling up. Now it's barely anything there. Go ahead.
Can I jump up to verse 16?
Oh, in Isaiah 3?
Yes, sir.
I'll go ahead and bring it out.
Look at Isaiah chapter 3 and verse 16. Moreover, the Lord said, because the daughters of Zion are haughty, and walk with stretched forth neck, and wanting eyes, walking and mincing as they go, and making a tickling with their feet. Therefore, the Lord will smite them with a gad
Right. Yeah, you don't know what? That's a precept of that because that's what I was really quoting a lot of that. Discover a secret part because we already know the daughters of Zion walk through Hardy. You know what I mean? Somebody know the definition of that? Want to give it a shot? You already know you already know the way it's used. Y'all can get it a great shot. Go ahead.
If I could, haughty, similar to like being prideful and boastful.
Right. High-minded. To be high, to be exalted, lofty, arrogant.
Right.
Exactly. You know what I mean? We already know our sisters like that. I mean not all of them, of course. You know what I mean? This is not 100% of them,
Right.
but we already know that our sisters walk through walk through. You know what I mean? Like you can't even like nobody but can't touch that. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like they got it going on, just like the scriptures say. Keep on going.
Verse 18.
Oh, did you finish? Did you finish all 16? This started and walk with stretch forth to next.
Time at one time. Verse 16. Moreover, the Lord said, because the daughters of Zion are haughty and walk with stretched forth necks and wanting eyes, walking and mincing as they go, and making a tinkling with their feet. Therefore, the Lord will smite with a scab the crown of the head of the daughters of Zion, and the Lord will discover their secret parts.
That's right. And that's what we was bringing out earlier. Where the sisters walk through harder. That's what they thinking they all deserve a man that make over $100,000 a year. You know what I mean? That's what they hate Kevin Samuels for. You know what I mean? Kevin Samuels, the brother that just passed and whatnot. The women was celebrating when he passed because he was really bringing them back down to earth. It's like it's really unrealistic what she got going on. You walking around thinking that you ain't gonna settle for nothing, no other man that's making only $100,000 a year, where you need to be focused on just building a family and whatnot. Now everything that brother done, we not agreeing with it. He was in the feminine state a lot, and dealing with issues with the sisters, concerning the sisters and whatnot. But what that brother was bringing out on that particular issues or whatnot, bringing sisters back down to earth or whatnot, that was definitely true. You know what I mean? And that's why his death is celebrated, because he's telling sisters that you basically you wasting your time. You wasting your time. All this superficial stuff. You know what I mean? It's not gonna rock. And that's a daughter of Zion for you. Keep on going.
On at one time. In that day, the Lord will take away the bravery of their tinkling ornaments about their feet,
Okay.
and their claws and their round tires like the moon, the chain and the bracelet and the muffler.
Right. So basically, the Most High, like showing you the glory of our sisters that what they used to be in. You know what I mean? All the glory, and a lot of those things they got right now. You know what I mean? With the earrings, the bracelets, the bangles, the bonnets on their hair, whatnot. But now a lot of things. What's the right word to kind of put it? A lot of things are ratchet looking. You know what I mean? It's done in a ratchet way. You know what I mean? The bonnet done turned into a ratchet thing. You know what I'm saying? The earring, the different earrings they got, and then the ornaments and the eyelashes and that stuff done turned into a whole different thing. They thinking they live for that type of stuff. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
You know what I'm saying? It's a real heavy point. Like you said, because for me, I actually kind of I've grown to like actually like the bonnet look at times on a woman. But you know, and especially because you know, say coming into the truth, you know, saying we have our Israelite women, you know, saying who wear the head wraps, you know, saying who wear so gloriously with their outfits. You know what I mean? But when I see you know, say just a woman in the world, you know, saying she has that bonnet, it's like I kind of like it, but then how you were speaking earlier, you know, saying like you start looking at that spirit, behind that woman, you know, what I'm saying it's kind of it is up there kind of ratchet like or even like wicked like.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely, it's turned into a whole different man. They got their head covered for a whole different reason, man. You know what I'm saying? And you believe me, you don't even want to uncover that bunny. You know what I'm saying? Real, but that's what we do. We clean. You know, the sisters get cleaned up when they come in here. Or, you know, they know the truth, and they cover their head in a righteous way. You know what I mean? And beautiful head wraps or whatnot, all different type of colors and whatnot, modest apparel, and they go along a long way. You know what I mean? Somebody's about to bring some out. So good. All right, come on. Yeah, those sisters that you know, because it's all it's really short lived. It's all short lived because at the end of the day, I mean, are you gonna do like your granddaddy and your grandmama did, or get you cling on to a man and have him be at the head of you, and y'all live together for the rest of your lives and grow all your grandchildren or whatnot, and you know what I'm saying, and live a beautiful life together. You know what I mean? They don't believe something else. They believe in another way. You know what I mean? They thinking that they can just go out here, dress scantily clad, be with any men, fulfill all their desires or whatnot. You know what I mean? They a lot of time they trisexuals. They trying the women, they trying all the men and everything, and thinking that they something worth to go to, and find out that nobody wants to take you as far as a committed relationship, settle down or whatnot. That's why we see some of our most beautiful sisters. It's like they'll never be married. As far as when I say married, I mean, with a man that's gonna be committed to them. Right. You know what I mean? I mean, it's like dang, you know what I'm saying? You've been fine since high school, and you out here, you got 3 kids and 2 baby daddies, but I mean, it's like, and the whole everybody want to sleep with you, but ain't nobody trying to be in that household and you know what I'm saying, take your marry you. Go ahead, sir.
And man, that's another heavy point too. That say, like how like nowadays, you know, saying like our women see themselves as the ultimate prize.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, they walk around with the thought, with the preconception that every man wants them. Every man wants to be with them. Every man wants to sleep with them. Every man wants to wife them up. You know what I'm saying? They walk around with this haughtiness and that arrogance, as you spoke of, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, with these women who have this spirit about them, who act like this, you know what I'm saying, like they're going to find themselves to be lonely. You know what I'm saying? And to really just be alone. Because, you know what I'm saying, like nobody's going to want all that, you know what I'm saying, nobody's going to want that baggage. Nobody's going to want those damaged goods. You know what I mean? It's just like, a lot of times, you can see a woman, certain women as cars.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like when you go to the lot, you see all these beautiful cars, you know what I'm saying? They got the new features, you know what I'm saying? They look good. But then, you know what I'm saying, you look at the interior. You know what I'm saying? Oh, okay, I see a couple of cracks in the leather. You know what I mean? Okay, let's look under that hood. You know what I'm saying? You got any frame damage. Then, especially when it comes to cars, right? What the 2 things that you're gonna look at? How many owners on that car and how many miles was on that car? You know what I mean? How many owners and how many miles?
Carfax.
Right. You know what I mean? Right? But then, because you know what I'm saying, we started comparing it with women and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey baby, how many men you slept with? Oh man, 5, really? 10. You know what I'm saying? Some women even they call it what they want to brag about their body counts.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You know,
unheard of.
It's really nothing to brag about.
Oh no.
There's really nothing to brag about, man. You really want to brag about how many men have died
Yeah.
within you? You know what I mean? It's crazy nowadays, man. But our people also have to understand that this concept of a poet, it really comes from our oppressor.
Right.
Comes from our oppressor. Our oppressor wants to have that liberation, if I could, you know what I'm saying, that sexual freedom. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't want to submit openly in front of everybody. You know what I'm saying? They want to be queens and such. But they can do that because their men are, you know what I'm saying, are feminine.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They can do that, but you know what I'm saying, but black men, black Hispanics and them idiots, you know what I'm saying, they're strong and masculine. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that was a heavy point. You definitely got to pull when you pull them Carfax. Hey man, hey, it's not working. This thing got a cracked frame. It look good, right, but that frame cracked. I can't. This thing will go out in another 2 years. You about to bring out something, brother?
I was gonna say how the word ratchet used to be a bad thing, but now they done made that like the queen. That's a good queen word now. Like, you know, the ratchet bullshit classic shit. They like it's like they say they glorified it. Like you can't even call a girl a hoe. They like Am Rose, like they proud of it. They like that.
Yeah, they proud. They got the slut walk. They proud to they embracing the whoredom. You know what I mean? And they making all type of titles about it too. And when women talk about they pilot. You know what I mean? They skip right over men having multiple wives. They hate that. But now all of a sudden in 2022 the women popping out. They talking about they pilot. You know what I mean? But like I said, you know what I mean. But what we already know how the world works. Uncover that secret. The Lord already told you. Uncover that secret part. You know what I mean? We already know. You know what I mean? It's like once you buy that car off the lot and you take it down the highway, you take it down I-20, and that thing start breaking down. That thing ain't worth nothing. You gotta leave that thing on the side of the road. You know what I'm saying? And that's why women. And you know, I mean, we'll get on the men too, but that's why women got to realize when they perky, their blossom period, and they, you know what I mean, they looking the best. That's not the time to be horn around. It's not the time to be on that Megan Thee Stallion type of stuff. Not the time to be on that city girl type of stuff. You know what I mean? Because these girls gonna lead you in the wrong way. That's a time to snatch a man up. Right. You know what I mean? When you shining and you blossom and you're perky and everything, that's the time to secure a family situation. Right. You know what I mean? Not the time to fulfill all your desires. Because Megan them, I mean, even though she doing her thing, she did her thing and leading all these sisters the wrong way and got Tory about 20 years. You know what I mean? She got a man. You know what I mean? City girls, even though they may be leading all y'all the wrong way or whatnot, they got a man. Even Beyonce, we talking about no, she don't want no scrubs and she say a few things herself they were getting on a few years ago, but at the end of the day, these women got men and got men over them. And they follow what these men say. You know what I mean? Right. So don't fall, like, for real, we gotta teach our women, don't fall for the hook, man. For real, because this stuff is all entertainment. It's really, and you gotta be rich in spirit to see the difference between the entertainment and the real. Right. So we definitely gotta teach our sisters in the school, our daughters, and everything, you know what I mean? Because you know, they get to a time where, like, when they grow up and they just be, you know, fine and all, you know what I mean? But I'm just telling you, like, the first growing up in this empire, it tells them, girl, go out and do your thing. You know what I mean? Don't settle young. You know what I mean? But you know what? When they not perky, when that perkiness goes away, when they full of miles, when they got a lot of miles on their transmission, on their engine. What is this? Oh, go ahead.
I saw a quick video about where Cardi B, she was telling girls to she was saying she got her BBL removed, and now she was telling girls to don't go out and get it. And I was saying to myself, well, it's a little bit too late for that after all these young girls now followed you and went out and got, they probably couldn't afford the expensive BBL, so they got the BBL, the backdoor BBL, in the alley BBL. Mm-hmm. And now you get yours removed. And, after you done destroyed all these girls' lives, now you telling them, don't get it. I yield. So I just thought that was kind of, that was kind of just messed up,
Right, yeah, I'm glad you brought that point because that's what the world do. They push their entertainment, you know what I mean? Because we already know the Amalek, the fake Jews, they're at the top. So you know what I mean? It's their interest for a black man to be effeminate. It's their interest for the so-called black woman to be a whore and run around on men, you know what I mean? But then once they finally got all their money and they family and they settle down, then they want to say, what I did was wrong. I was leading them wrong, and then it's just gonna be another person to take the throne from them and keep it going. Right. And I'm glad you brought it up too, because last week I was about to bring out a story that a sister from Georgia, she got a legal BBL. Her mother got a legal BBL, and do you know this sister died on the operation table under 30? You know what I mean? Now we done heard a lot of sisters dying from these operations. Kanye mother passed. You know what I mean? These women will risk their life for that. You know what I'm saying? And they can't see the light at the end of the tunnel. I mean, because some sisters I talk to, I say, would you risk your life for that? And you know what? Some of them say, yeah. And then I can't really understand that. I can't really understand that. I mean, it's to a certain extent. But a lot, like you said, a lot of times it's too late. They too caught up. Their name is too much out there. You know what I mean? You would a trophy looking chick, but every time you walk out in the city, a man coming up, because you already know a man done laid with her before. You know what I mean? Whether she with a man or not, if she with her boyfriend or with you or whatnot, that man still gonna say what's up to her. Right. And he gonna say what's up in a way that you already know they done had something together. And you be thinking to yourself, I can't go nowhere in the city. Well, I'm gonna run into a nigga that's not gonna she done lay with. You know what I mean? Because that sister's poor in spirit, but a sister that you go out with and she's not known. Now she's known for just being herself. She's known, but she's not known sexually. Right. Men haven't uncovered her secret parts. And, in the streets, in the city, and your neighborhood know you don't got you something. Everybody that have a ride on that one right there. You know what I mean? That's that you can't buy that right there. That's priceless. You know what I'm saying? When you go out all over the city, everywhere. You ain't got to move away. Because what happens, a lot of these whores, they come down to Atlanta. They be from New York, Miami, whatever. They done had a reputation up there, and they come down to Atlanta trying to reset their body. But they you know what? They still got the same mind state. They still poor in spirit. So their reputation is still gonna precede them. You know what I mean? It's still gonna follow them. And you know what I mean? And that's a lot of times what we're dealing with. You know what I mean? You can't really change that. You got to change what's in your spirit first. You know what I mean? And not saying, but a lot of sisters, if y'all listening, a lot of sisters that have been caught up in these situations where they used to be you in times past, but you changed up. And when, you know what I mean? Because I'm speaking on examples, because I've seen sisters that changed up, that we knew them for being really loose from back in the day. And before I came into the truth, we like, yo, what happened? What's up? We're like, you know what I mean? You ain't about that no more. Like, nah. I'm working on it different. I'm walking on it. It's rare. It's few, but it's some that did it, and they walking on a different path. And you know what? Over time, you start looking at them. You already know you can't handle them sisters that same way no more. You know what I mean? It ain't no overnight process, believe me, because you already know us as men, we real ruthless on that type of stuff. But through time, in due time, you know what I mean, that your rep and your reputation can change up. You know what I mean? Things that, you know what I mean, like, oh, you rolling with the Most High, you got head wraps on, you covering yourself now. You know what I mean? You got a family. You know what I mean? We don't see you out here in the streets. We already know you be on there, hey, at the club and all that type of stuff. Yeah, we ain't seen you in the spot in a long time. You know what I mean? So we already know something different about you now. So even if you was known in the city, you know what I mean, you could change through the Most High. You could change that up. But you gotta get rich in spirit, baby. You know what I mean? You chasing all that $100,000. You know what I mean? That's how you're gonna be a pass. You chasing them dudes with $100,000 checks. You're gonna be a pass around. You know what I mean? You look up, everybody look at Megan Thee Stallion. Everybody in the industry had a ride at that now. You know what I mean? So what's the next brother that's getting that? We just like so. Ain't talking about nothing. Go ahead, bring it out, brother.
If I could, you know what I'm saying? We make the stallion. It was real interesting, you know what I'm saying? When you like hear the court transcript, and she actually had to tell about her sexual history.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? She had to be held accountable for that, and she was actually embarrassed by it. She was, you know what I'm saying? She went so far as to say, you know what I'm saying? She had to deal with all this. She'd rather be dead. You know what I mean? But at the same time, she can portray this image.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She can play the part. You know what I'm saying? Somebody who doesn't mind. You know what I'm saying? Being passed around.
Right. Exactly.
She's passed around like, you know what I'm saying? Like yesterday's leftover.
Right. Like a hot potato.
She's prideful in that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. She was proud for that. Now that's brought out. Now her man or boyfriend, whatever he calling himself, now he's really embarrassed about the situation. Now Megan seeming like she's the. I'm gonna get at you in a minute. Now Megan seeming like she's depression. Hopefully she's not suicidal. But you know what I mean. These are things that you know what I mean. She got millions in her bank account, and she can't buy that. She can't buy a positive feeling of the situation because she's getting a lot of backlash off this case. You know, just the fact of the lies and everything. You know what I mean? Her man being exposed, like, dang, like I'm laying beside you. You know, you was really doing all that. What you really doing now? You know what I mean? Like, I was better off just getting a woman in the that wasn't even famous. I'm gonna get what you go ahead, bring it out on the phone.
So lucky if I may, y'all about to I'll say, yes, how would that checking in? If I may, I got a quick comment to what you were talking about with the women, you know what I'm saying? If I may.
Come on, go ahead, bring it out.
It's so inhibited with that you talking about, you know what I'm saying? The dot pockets and slit buckets and cum dumpsters out here and all that, you know what I'm talking about? And how they operate in the world. You know, you said earlier they have two, three baby daddies, you know what I'm saying? And all these things going on in their life. And here's the thing that I don't understand with these women. I do understand it, but it needs to be shaken from our women. I don't understand how they can have more than one baby father and then be mad at a man for dealing with more than one woman, especially Megan Thee Stallion, because she put Tory Lanez on to her girlfriends. You know what I'm saying? Then got jealous about the fact that he was dealing with them in that way. You know, and a lot of sisters got that problem. They had these 2 or 3 baby daddies, but little had found a man that got more than one woman in hell and high water, and the real dragon comes out. You know what I'm talking about? And that's the way of the world that we live in. You know what I'm talking about?
Right. That's definitely a heavy point. That's definitely one because these women rule over the men. Like when they say in the Bible that that my people, the women and children rule over us. Man, that's all you already know. That's coming to life. You know what I mean? Because a woman could be a player and be goddamn have her man in check. You know what I mean? And she come home and he got the dinner laid out. He got the house clean or whatever, and she just came off a date with another man. You know what I mean? And don't be asking her about her whereabouts all the time. See, that's what they be saying. See, that's what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? They got these dudes' heads they roll these dudes' heads like a dice, man. You know why? Because the Most High ain't with you. Go ahead.
What you just said, Officer Barack, y'all is so heavy. You know what I'm talking about? The women out here in the world, you know what I'm saying? They have been put on a pedestal. The simps, the beta males of the world, and place these bitches on goddamn a pedestal every time they post a picture on social media. Hey, beautiful, I wipe that, I this, I that, I this, I that. They steady sipping for these bitches. Instead of damn, you know what I'm saying, being hardcore men like the men in the I.S.U.P.K, they're not giving them a damn thought, you know what I'm saying? And that's the whole thing. We got to stop entertaining the bullshit. We got to change our mindset from entertaining the sweat buckets, the hot pockets, dot pockets, and all them motherfuckers. I mean, Salakia, and now, you know, and entertain those women that come with modest apparel, that are meek in their ways, humble in their appearance. You know what I'm saying? How they come out in the world, they're not out there seeking attention or seeking gratification from the male species. They're seeking the Most High's favor in everything that they do, from the way they act all the way down to the way they dress and carry themselves.
Right, and you know what I'm saying, because you already know, because the men, and that's also here, because the men, what we want is going to eventually move into the women. You know what I mean? What happened 20 years ago? All, you know what I mean? You already know the tribe of Judah, the men of the tribe of Judah. The black women weren't doing threesomes like that 20 years ago. You know what I'm saying? We keep on pushing on our women. Now every hoe doing a threesome now. You know what I'm saying? Because it's all about what the men wanted at first. You know what I mean? We all want to go to the strip club real heavy. When our women back 20 years ago, our ribs just get mad at us for going to strip club. Now your rib is going to the strip club and she pulling you to the strip club. So we got to remove our likes. We got to, because likes is just like money. It's like clout or whatnot. You know what I mean? Females see what you liking on Instagram and Facebook. That what you like. You know what I mean? Because you claim to be a priest, but you liking everything they got a G-string and a whole string on the outfit on or whatever. You know what I mean? That's enticing. They be like, oh, that's what you really like. But when we started moving our likes, so we don't even like. We start not liking that type of stuff. You know what I mean? Because everything comes into fruition anyway. You know what I mean? Because all this stuff is getting watered down. A lot of this stuff is getting watered down. Shalom Christ. Yeah, I'm gonna get back at you, but a lot of this stuff is getting watered down because we seeing how a lot of you know what I mean, a lot of women are wearing just showing anything. A lot of stuff is soft porn online or whatnot. A lot of stuff is soft porn online or whatnot. So what we do? So what we do is over time is that stuff means nothing to us no more. You know what I mean? We see a woman in what we see, when they first started wearing that lace clothing or whatnot, we see a woman in lace clothing and see-through stuff, whatnot. That stuff ain't nothing no more. Now when you see a sister nice and covered up, and you know what I mean, but also beautiful at the same time, now that's popping now. You know what I mean? That's how we got to make it, because now you know what I mean? Like look, you know what I'm saying? You showing everything you got. You know what I mean? You busting out with that, like, really, you a dime a dozen chick. I could go around the corner and find you. We gotta let them know that's what we on. You know what I mean? These sisters, the sisters that's in the school that's after the Most High, that know who they are and modest, that's the only ones that are receiving our attention and our likes. You know what I mean? Yahanna, you had some more on that?
Yeah, if I may, it's a heavy topic that you bring out, y'all. You know what I'm talking about? The men set the tone. You know what I'm saying? Everything that black men do, Hispanic men do, Native American men do in the community, over time, like you said, those women are falling in line with it. You know what I'm saying? I remember times, I'm an 80s baby, you know what I'm saying? Growing up through the 80s and the 90s. So it was a time where black women would not dress the way they're dressing right now. They would not want to come outside like that because they would not want to be deemed a hoe or a slut based on the way they appear. You know what I'm saying? But like you said, when men start frequenting that damn strip club and the women was following behind them in the strip club, now they putting on the so-called Magic City uniform. You know what I'm saying? They putting on the uniform of the harlots, you know what I'm talking about? And that goes back to the black man. That's our fault because we patronize that. The moment we get back into saying, we want our women to dress like that old Erica Badu with her head wrapped up in the long skirts and all that, you know what I'm talking about, colorful, covered up, you know what I'm saying, and still have that sex appeal. Once we get back in that mind frame, we can change a lot of things, you know what I'm saying? But until our people, the men of our community, change their mindset, it's gonna stay the same. It's gonna stay the same practice, the same boat we in. It's gonna be that until we change, and that's why we should be thankful and grateful to the Most High Christ for Commander General Yahanna and the I.S.U.P.K. Because without men like us, the world would not have an example to follow on how to be a righteous man or a righteous sister walking in this earth as an Israelite.
That's right. Because we got to realize that we're the leaders. You know what I mean? What the whole world do, we don't do. Those things that are highly esteemed to the world is abomination to the Most High. So we got, you know what I mean? We can't be, if you're a friend of the world, you're an enemy of the Most High, man. You know what I mean? So you can't. So everybody that's caught up in the popularity contests, everybody that's caught up in You know what I mean? Because half these people not in the truth because it's just a popularity contest type of thing. It's not enough people in their family. There's not enough people in their community that's into that. You know what I mean? When it comes down to Christmas and New Year's or whatnot, you know what I mean? Yeah, I know the breakdown on Christmas, but it's not enough people to do that with me to be against Christmas. I don't want to be by myself. I'm not that strong. You know what I mean? Because they're not rich in spirit. They poor in spirit. They need to build that spirit up. And you build it up according to the law. Once we start building it up and stand on what we stand on, 10 toes down, when you stand on your foundation 10 toes down is you can't be moved, that's when you move mountains. You know what I mean? Because the Most High ain't looking for everybody. He always been looking for a remnant. You know what I mean? Look at Israel, the Israelites. We're a remnant amongst the whole world, amongst all the people of the world, and amongst all the Israelites. He's looking for a remnant amongst the Israelites. You got different Israelite groups out there, hundreds of them, maybe thousands of them now. But we and they claim to be set apart, but I.S.U.P.K is a set apart of the set apart. You know what I'm saying? So it's so the game don't stop when it comes to being set apart and come to being the remnant of the Most High, man. You know what I mean? It's always gonna be groundbreaking. It's always gonna be revolutionary. It's always gonna be something different they ain't never seen, man. You had something to bring out, brother? Okay. Yeah, definitely, man. You know what I mean? Because you know, a lot of these times, a lot of our females they want to be a boss chick, but they're not reading Proverbs 31, being a virtuous woman, and that's a woman that spoke that proverb or whatnot. Proverbs 31, you know what I'm saying, teaching how a virtuous woman is supposed to be. You know what I mean? And a boss chick versus a virtuous woman, we'll take a virtuous woman any day. You know what I mean? Now, there's nothing wrong with our females being boss as far as with the children and with other females for sure. But when they start to try to boss another man, they get that masculine spirit on. You know what I mean? And that's what's gonna lead to it, because we already know brothers out here in the world, they female get to talking in that masculine spirit. It kind of confuses that brother that's not in the truth. It confuses a brother that's not in the truth. You in the streets and your woman talking to you any type of way, you confusing that you don't know the difference between her and another brother talking to you crazy in the street. So that's why the domestic violence come in. Right. You know what I mean? Because that brother don't got the law in him. That brother's not rich in spirit. He just go off instinct. You know what I mean? And that's what a domestic violence come in. And we already know in Georgia, a lot of our women packing. You put your hand on them, you know what I mean? It ain't gonna be the same story from 10 years ago. You know what I'm saying? they'll take you off this earth. You feel me? So you know what I mean? So it'd be two parents lost, two people lost. You know what I mean? So they both lose in the end. You know what I mean? Brother, you still hold Proverbs 23. Go ahead and bring it out for me.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 23, and
verse 1. We're going to bring out the whole chapter.
Book of Proverbs 23 and verse 1. When thou sitst to eat with the ruler, consider diligently what is before thee.
Right. And stop right there. Like once you consider. Once that citizen eat with a ruler, with a rich man, you know what I mean? Consider diligently what's before you. Don't be like a little kid in a candy shop. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you know the truth and you're in the I.S.U.P.K and you coming through the true rulership. We already know what's promised to us in this world. We acting like, a lot of times we be acting like Christ already here. We ruling. You know what I mean? Because we just in that type of spirit. You got to be thinking, what does this person want from me? You know what I mean? What is their what is their agenda? What are the advantages and disadvantages? You know what I'm saying? You got to use wisdom in these times. Keep on going.
Verse 2. And put a knife to thy throat, if thou be a man, give it the appetite.
Right. You know what I mean? That's don't let it go over your head. Put a knife to your throat. It's basically saying is that If you getting filled up by all this game that the rich men are popping to you, you better off putting a knife to your throat. That's how you get finessed in this world. A lot of these network, what it is, the MLM networking, Ponzi schemes and pyramid schemes and all that. A lot of time they present themselves as rich men. They got this. They show you the Bentleys. They show you the Lambo trucks or whatnot. They show you everything, but they want you to pay. Just pay $50 to come into my $100, $150 to come into my seminar, and I show you everything that I know because you got an appetite full of that, and you ready to eat it up, but you getting jugged, you getting finesse, you getting played. You know what I'm saying? The Most High said you might well put a knife to your neck on that. Go ahead.
That's like you say, they show you that stuff to lure you in because of the lust of the lust that a person has, the lust for riches and stuff. So because you fall for it because you got that lust.
Right. Definitely. You fall for it because you trying to get it like they trying to get it. You know what I mean? I found out about this brother teaching this program. You know what I mean? Everybody else don't know about it. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to get rich or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta, just like everything else in life. You know what I mean? You gotta take your time with it. Because like every business, you gotta take your time and build that thing up, see that thing diligently. You know what I mean? When you want things overnight, that's how you gonna crash out. That's how you gonna do 20, 25 years with an L in prison. Because you couldn't wait. You wanted the riches right then. You know what I'm saying? You wanted to hit that lick right then. You know what I mean? That's what got you in that situation right now. You know what I'm saying? And we all been there, but we gotta, you know what I mean? But we gotta teach our children or whatever, and there's gonna be times to come up with amongst ourselves that we have to learn, how to spot these people. You know what I mean? Like, hold on, what you want with me? What can you really show me? And if you really had it going on, like you said, you got to go on what you need my $50. Shouldn't you be out making flipping houses how you flip houses?
Right.
You know what I mean? But no, they making money off they making money off the poor people. Right. And when I say poor, like I said, in American society, if your household's making under $120,000 a year, you consider in the poverty level. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? That ain't nothing but a lot of game they kicking up to you. Go ahead.
Verse 2, verse 3. Lock it, verse 3. Be not desirous of his dainty, for they are deceitful meat.
Right. Don't be desirous of his dainties. The dainties is like a sweet, like a sweet, sweet type of treat or whatnot. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm saying with the possessions they got. That's how they get us all the time. Right. You know what I mean? But they're like deceitful meat. You know what I mean? That meat look good, but once you get to cooking, that meat ain't no good. You know what I'm saying? Keep on going.
Verse 4. Labor not to be rich.
Labor what?
Labor not to be rich.
Right. Keep on going. Right, like for real, don't look at your own wisdom or whatnot. Right, for real, because when we label to be rich, you know what I mean, we on the we selling out all our people, we selling our soul, we selling our bodies. You already know with the Illuminati or whatnot. We know a lot of brothers do a lot of compromising things or whatnot, and they've been talking about that it's been mainstream information at Illuminati since like 2010. So everybody kind of know, like, oh, if I gotta compromise my manhood if I come in to play the game, and a lot of people are signing up for that. Right. You know what I mean? Because we got a lot of talented brothers and sisters out there. Sometimes it's not about talent; it's about what you gonna do, what you gonna give up. Right. And if you give up the right thing, then as far as compromising yourself, then that's how you can somewhat move up the ladder. You know what I mean? So now we see a brother that's at the top of the ladder, like P. Diddy. You know what I mean? We see P. Diddy at the top of the ladder or whatnot. We already know he had to compromise many of things. Right. So sometimes where it's coming out in a different type of way. Yeah, he desiring women, but at the same time, we already know it's a question mark if Diddy desiring men. You know what I mean? Because you know what I mean. He's about $500 million man. Yeah, we know Diddy's a very rich man, but you know what I mean. As far as his bank account, but Diddy's not rich in spirit. Diddy's not rich in spirit or whatnot. You know what I mean? He done had our attention for about 25 years, and not one time did he break down and tell us who we are according to the Bible. Because it's not like he don't know, and it ain't like he ain't never been exposed to it. You know what I'm saying? This man is doing everything he wants to do, and this is what our people look up to. You know what I mean? That's how you get absorbed. Look at all the artists under him. You know what I mean? All this, it's a doggy dog game. Down to Fat Joe and to Big Pun. It's not just Diddy. There's other people. Like for real, like for the fake Jews, they all done crossed us out and took advantage of our talents and whatnot. So now when a brother get in that position, now all he knows is to do the same thing to the next brother. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean? And that's for real. They can talk all that brother love stuff all they want to, but we already know it's all about stepping on the next man to get ahead. You know what I mean? For real. They consider you as guppies. You was just a pawn in the game. When you know what I mean, you sit down amongst rich men and your appetite is very big, like the Bible said, you're gonna be a pawn in the game, man. But nah, we here to make real moves on that chessboard. You know what I mean? And you can't make a real move like that of being a pawn if you don't have if you're not rich in spirit and following the laws of the Most High. You know what I mean? You gotta wait for it. It's a waiting game. You know what I mean? You gotta wait day in, day out, minute in, minute out, and doing what the Most High say. You know what I mean? Because in the end, we win. We ball.
That's right.
In the end.
That's right.
Keep on going.
Proverbs 23:5. Will thou set thine eyes upon that which is not? For riches certainly make themselves wings. They fly away as an eagle toward heaven.
Right. So riches make themselves as wings. They fly away. We seen many, you know what I mean? Come on now, we the Israelites, we the salt of the earth, especially the tribe of Judah, man. We done seen people be famous in every realm. You know what I mean? How many stories these NFL players made $100 million through their career, and now they work on their Home Depot right now. You know what I'm saying? We done seen that happen so many times. Terrell Owens until by the time they get to that Home Depot state, we not really studying what they talk about no more. You irrelevant. You're not relevant no more. Now we on to this next brother. You know what I mean? To this next brother that's running thing. To Terrell Owens, you got to drive trucks to feed your family. You are relevant. We looking for, you know what I mean, this next brother. And it's a keep on a revolving concept. And nobody ever gets that you can have riches all you want, but they fly away. They fly away is like the what?
For riches certainly make themselves wings. They fly away as an eagle toward heaven.
Right. So don't push all your trust in that, man. Push all your trust in your spiritual riches. For sure. Definitely. I already know. Like I said, it's a perfect balance. The Bible says, like I said, if you don't take care of your family, you worse than the infidel. That's a non-believer. You know what I mean? He never seen his seed begging bread. You know what I'm saying? As far as being out in the streets begging for bread, it's a perfect balance to that. We working, we trying to get the money for sure. But you know what I mean? We already know what this world. We already know who ruling this world. Esau, the devil. Go ahead.
This scripture right here, riches fly away like an eagle. And Omar, what's his name? He with Khloe Kardashian.
Oh, Lamar Odom.
But yeah, a strange woman is a deep pit, and his money flew away.
Right, yeah. The brother flew away. The brother down bad. Lamar Odom, it's a lot of brothers, and they would have stayed in the state of we just knowing them as basketball players, and we not knowing them personally. Everything they would have had more glory. But he got with the Kardashians, and Lamar Odom is going down. You know what I'm saying? That boy is that boy deeper than the regular ditch. He in the dirt under the ditch. I'm gonna say that why, because you know what the brother do. The brother openly dating the transgender and don't care nothing about it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. The picture came out of the brother with a transgender They like, Lamar, this you? You know what I mean? That boy Lamar shot out, man. You know what I mean? I don't know if y'all watched, what is that reality show, College Hill or whatnot. I know what I'm talking about. Well, Lamar Odom was on that. I just watched reality show. He was on that. I'm talking about the brother's spirit is broken. He came in, everybody else is interacting on the show, vibrant or whatnot. I think Ray J was on the show, Cash Doll was on the show or whatnot. You know what I mean? They was vibrant. Lamar Odom, that brother couldn't even have an insight on nothing. All he do is sit in the corner and just wait on what he got to do next. You know what I mean? Real. He been stumped down to a small state. Well, you know what I mean. But if you go listen to what the Lord say, and you rich in spirit, you will always be vibrant. You know what I mean? Because that's stuff that money can't buy. You know what I mean? These riches could come and go. You know what I mean? You got to keep on selling out your brother, selling out everybody just to get it. That's what, you know what I'm saying? That's what the Lord be saying. Keep on going.
Verse 6. Eat thou not the bread of him that hath an evil eye.
Mm-hmm.
Neither desire thou his dainty meat.
Keep on going.
For as he thinketh in his heart, so is he. Eat and drink, saith he to thee, but his heart is not with thee.
Right, you know what I mean? Let's just talk about all that game they be shooting at us. All that game they shooting at us. You know what I mean? To get your little riches, because what they do with poor people that's making under 120,000 a year. You know what I mean? When they get a whole bunch of your little small pennies together, that keeps them rich, because they can't do other rich men like that. You know what I mean? If y'all notice, they don't have a seminar full of other rich men in there. When you have a seminar, they're the only one rich in there. Them and they family.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you gotta see the game, you gotta see it coming. Keep on going.
Verse 8. The morsel which thou lockest, the morsel which thou hast eaten, shalt thou vomit up and lose thy sweet words.
Right, that's what I'm saying. If you eat from the table of this particular man, when you start off, you sit down and you're eating with a ruler, a rich man, or whatnot. All the game he's shooting at you, you know what I mean? He's gonna swallow you up. The little bit that you had, you think he don't want that. He want that. He wants your inheritance. He want everything that you done had. You know what I mean? This game, this is how the rich keep on getting rich,
Right.
and that's how the poor keep on getting poor.
Right.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? The rich get rich off of poor people, man. Believe that. You know what I mean? People that are wealthy in the pockets, they're very frugal people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They barely give away to the person begging at the store. You know what I mean? They trying to stack their riches all up on earth, like, you know what I mean, like they're gonna live forever. But these are some of the most frugal people that you're gonna ever meet. Don't never get it twisted. Somebody that's spending that check and making it rain or whatnot, brother, sister, you poor. You're poor. You know what I mean? Because we already know that's how that's how people that's come from that poor mind state. That's how we put on. What the generals are bringing out, some of the best tippers are people that are under the poverty level. They said the people that who the Makalat. Go ahead, bring it out. Shalom, Lord Christ. Right, definitely. Like, really, if you really got it like that, like, for real, you don't pour it on a stripper. You know what I mean? You don't buy the bar out. What you do is take your riches, take your money, and you give it out to the poor. You know what I mean? Especially in this weather, we just had an audit blast coming through. What the I.S.U.P.K do? We give away hoodies and sweaters and everything. You know what I mean? That's where it counts. You know what I mean? And it won a Thanksgiving dinner drive. It won a Christmas drive. That's the only time that some of these Negroes ever come out. You know what I mean? Acting like they done did so much. You know what I mean? Because you was dressed up as Santa Claus if you giving tours away, but the rest of the year you got dang, you know what I'm saying? You stunting on your people.
Right.
You know the you know what I'm saying? You ain't nothing but food on the plate. You know what I mean? Because that's how we see it. Because you stunting on your people. You know what I mean? You are people, but if you stunting on people, it's gonna be some men amongst our people. You just fool. You fooled us. Because you know what I mean? Because you stunting. You ain't humble with it at all. So we gonna it's brothers that they're doing everything they can do to take that away from you. You know what I mean? They doing everything they can do to try to read between the lines of your social media posts, your locations, your stories that you be at. You know what I mean? We had some brothers here in Atlanta that caught the Rico on that. A very small, low budget rap group called the Rich Gang. They not major gang at all, but what they did, they couldn't get rich in the rap game. But you know what they did? They start focusing they start focusing their robberies on hitting the celebrities. They had a little insight than the average person on the celebrities or whatnot. You know what they did? Hey, we can't get rich like this. So we gonna, you know what I'm saying? We gonna hit these celebrities. They were cool with Future. You know what they did? They robbed Future baby mama. You know what I mean? They were cool with the other celebrities. You know what I mean? They use their insight and they use their intelligent, they not intelligence, but they use their intel to run up on these celebrities. You know what I mean? Because a Negro trying to get rich and die trying, he gonna get it one way or another. This ain't working. We've been because I already know the Rich Gang. They from the east side of everything. They've been in the game for a long time, since about 2010. And none of them popped, none of them went major. You know what I mean? And you know what I'm saying? Now their brothers on the Rico and they done robbed Mariah Carey house. You know what I'm saying? When she was out of town. You know what I mean? They watching everybody. Oh, you know what I'm saying? You shining on social media, them brothers watching. They watching, man. You know what I mean? It's out like just like the Lord say, them riches gonna fly away, man. It's gonna be it's you know what I'm saying? Like what Biggie say also. More money, more problems. You know what I'm saying? Keep on going on that.
Verse 3, 15, back in verse 9. Speak not in the ears of a fool, for he will despise the wisdom of thy word.
Right. No, that's heavy also. You know what I mean? You got to use wisdom because you rich in spirit or whatnot. You know in the knowledge of the Most High, but you also have to use discernment when you speaking to a straight fool. You know what I mean? Because our people like our people will use that against you. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
Can you use this precept to as the precept don't cast your pearls before swine?
Oh yeah. Somewhat you definitely can. You definitely can use that for real because you know once you you using your family as an example. Anybody in your family, you know, you got the zeal of the Most High on you. You know about the truth. You know who you are according to the Bible, and you keep, and you know what I mean. And you think you get in the mind state. If you're not in the I.S.U.P.K, you start thinking that I have to put it down. You have to drill it down their head to let them know the truth because I'm trying to get the blood off my hand or whatnot. But Yahweh shall say, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. It's somewhere in Peter after a few back and forth or whatnot, let it go. Your auntie ain't getting it, your grandma ain't getting it, even your mama and your daddy, your siblings, they not getting it. Let it go. Hey man, how about them Braves? How about them Falcons? You think Georgia about to win the bowl game this weekend? You know what I mean? For real, because you got precious pearls and you dealing with the oracles of the Most High, man. That ain't meant to be just giving it to everybody if they're not trying to receive it. You wipe the dust off your feet and you keep it moving, man. You know what I'm saying? So don't throw it because they prove themselves to be swine, which is an unclean animal. Everything they do is unclean. They celebrate the holidays or whatnot, and they hear the breakdown. They know the truth. They seeing that December 25th is definitely not Yahweh Christ. We call Jesus Christ. It's definitely not his birthday, obviously. You know what I mean? They already know the Bible ain't saying nothing about no Christmas, but they still celebrate Christmas. Whatever. When they celebrate Christmas that next year, Hey, ain't nothing to chastise them about. Ain't nothing to give them another breakdown about. Because you casting your pearl before the swine.
Right.
You know what I mean? And they proving themselves to be a fool, man. You know what I mean? Keep it moving. For real. We building our nation how we build it. Now, ain't nobody saved to the end. So that same person that proved themselves to be a swine, they could be the chosen in the end. So we don't want to judge that either. So you know what I mean? As long as you already know, you already did your part, you keep it moving, you enjoy your family. You know what I mean? Now you know, of course they bring you because sometimes your family, you know, you be chilling, you know, don't cash your pearl to the swine. You be chilling, watching the game. Everything is a family event, and you ain't saying nothing about nothing. You just enjoying everybody, but then they will all want to confront you about the truth.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's when you gonna have to defend and bring it out then. But besides that, no, let it go. Now I ain't saying don't never expose nothing at all. Yeah, let your people know for sure, because they sold on the line for sure. It's definitely a get down, lay down. You know what I mean? If this was the option, you already know the tribe of Judah, the Jews, so-called Black Americans. We gonna got that if it's an option, we know we're gonna choose against the Lord. Right. You know what I'm saying? If it's a loophole, we're gonna take that loophole. But it's no loophole at all. You know what I mean? It's something we must do. Keep on reading.
Verse 9, speak not in the ears of a fool, for he will despise the wisdom of thy words.
Mm-hmm.
Remove not the old landmark, and enter not into the fields of the fatherless.
Right, remove not the old landmark. The old landmark is what? It's the law. You know what I mean? Even though we ain't know that when we was coming up or whatnot, we thinking that celebrating Easter and the Christianity, whatever, that's the old landmark that our great granddaddy and everybody was on, whatnot. Now we talking about the granddaddies before that, man. Right. We talking about the granddaddies that the blood was sprinkled upon, that came over on the ship because of our disobedience, man. You know what I mean? That law is something that you have to get. It's a get down, lay down, man. But you know what I mean? Thank the Yahawashi Christ that we have that grace period. But they want to take advantage of that grace period, and that's how you gonna perish. Keep on going.
Verse 11, for their Redeemer is mighty. He shall plead their cause with us.
Right, don't let that go over your head. For who is their Redeemer? Our Redeemer is the Most High, man. And Christ, man, he gonna be something like our lawyer. You know what I mean? Satan is gonna be like the prosecutor. He did this, he did that, he did that. You know what I'm saying? But the most high is the ones who's going to defend us. You know what I mean? No matter what we did in the past, all that can be erased. You know what I mean? What we fall back on is His law. You know what I mean? That's gonna be a custom of us. We don't care. You know what I mean? Our children, they may be 15 years old. You still gonna learn this law. You know what I mean? I know I taught you wrong. You got a question, sister?
When it says remove not the old landmark, you said the laws.
Right, because the old landmark is something familiar. It's something that you already know. Okay, when you see that landmark, you turn here. We know where we're going. You know what I mean? That landmark is being moved and being replaced with Christianity. Now we don't know the law. We don't. You know what I'm saying? The law is something they tell us that it's something that's done away with. It's something that they don't even pay attention to the law. This is the Old Testament. Only thing in the law pay attention to is paying tithes or whatnot. The old landmark is that foundation is the law. So that's what we coming back to is to that old landmark to show us where we going. Because they removed that old landmark and replace it with something that's against the Most High, Christianity, all these other religions. And you see, that's why we in the state where we in now. Because we going different. We going here, there, everywhere. You know what I mean? Look where we at now. We ain't doing nothing. We don't rule nothing. You know what I'm saying? We barely own anything. You know what I'm saying? We're a lawless people. You know what I'm saying? We hate each other. We love these heathens. When I say heathens, I'm talking about other nationalities. You know what I'm saying? How can the people love other nationalities and hate their brothers and sisters so much? You know what I'm saying? So now we going now we seeing that truth is coming back into the earth and showing us who we are according to the Bible. Now we see that landmark and where to go to, where to turn at. Right. You know what I'm saying? Now, you know, I don't know if you from Atlanta originally, But you know, I mean, they doing a lot of construction downtown Atlanta. A lot of landmarks being moved. So a lot of everything like that. I'm like, I know this area, but that landmark being moved, so I don't know exactly where to go to, because everything is so new. But the Lord say, don't remove that old landmark. You know what I mean? Which is that law for sure. Keep what's that next part of it? You got any more? Okay, keep on going, brother.
Salaki, I had a one. If I may,
Go ahead.
so when they say remove not the old landmark, so in other words, that saying do not add or take away from the scripture.
Oh yeah, of course that, but that definitely what the Lord always want us to know, like for real, like that's what we suffer for. That's what we went in slavery for. That's why we at the bottom and everybody on top for, because we don't follow the law. We don't acknowledge the law at all. Our prayers are barely heard. So the Most High, just like the Most High said, don't forget the old ways. Don't forget that law. That law is ancient. Don't forget that law. So that's what I'm saying. Don't move that old landmark. What Moses showed us, what Yahweh all the way up to Yahanna, what he done showed us, man. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Because they'll tell you something new. You know what I mean? Like for real, you know what I mean? Just like with adultery. You know, just like what they tell us in Christianity. Like for real, you got a wife, you got a rib. You know what I mean? She get nagging you or whatnot. You think you just put her away. But nah, you can't put her away unless she been with another man. With another man. You gotta rock out, because you know what I mean, you can't get caught up in your feelings. The feelings change every day. You may wake up tomorrow and be feeling crazy, and wake up the next day you feel like $1,000,000. You know what I'm saying? So that's why you got to stay down. Like that's why we gonna stay with that law. That law is the old ancient thing, because you know what? If you don't get caught up in that and your old customs of your fathers, they got the blood sprinkled on them, you're gonna get caught up in the customs of the heathens. And that's when you're gonna get caught up in Christianity and Christmas and New Year's Eve. And these are not new things on the earth. These are very ancient things. Saturnalia. You know what I mean? That's Christmas. You know what I mean? The birthday of Zeus. How old is Zeus and Nimrod? Nimrod go back to Genesis in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? They go back to Genesis in the Bible, whatnot, for it, because they'll have you following their landmarks, but we need to follow the landmarks of the Most High, man. Keep on going.
Proverbs 23 and verse 12. Apply thine heart unto instruction.
Okay, yeah. Well, Salakia, go ahead.
Apply thine heart unto instruction, and thine ears to the words of knowledge.
Right, and that's going back to the law. Instruction is what to do. You know what I mean? The law, because we ain't know what to do exactly. Now we know the laws are written on our hearts to definitely, and but not the whole law. You know what I mean? Like they say, so-called black people very taboo about homosexuality. So they had to work on the black church. The black church was one of the last churches to come into to accept homosexuality, but it's there with it now. Black people don't like bloody meats. You know what I mean? Like when you want your stuff cooked well done, not medium rare and blood running or whatnot. You know what I mean? That's what that is. You know what I mean? Because that's an instruction. You know, those words of knowledge. Because that's been written on our hearts. A lot of that stuff. But the rest of the things, a lot of things we don't know. A lot of things we thinking that we could, as long as this woman may got a boyfriend, but if she got a boyfriend, I can mess with her. She got a boyfriend, she's just talking to her brother, I can mess with her. She ain't got no ring on her finger. You know what I mean? But now the Most High say that if she dealing with a man, don't mess with us. That's adultery. That's how you can die. That's how Negroes getting their head popped off out here, man. You know what I mean? You think, you know what I mean? When a brother done killed you behind his woman, or is a murder suicide or something like that, do you think they considering that somebody got a ring on their finger or somebody got a marriage certificate or not? All that brother knows is you messing with my woman. I don't care how y'all met at work, at the grocery store or whatnot. She sees something in you that she don't see in me, and she giving her body to you, and that's my woman, you gonna die, and maybe her too. You know what I'm saying? So that's why we gotta keep on rehearsing these righteous acts into instruction. Go ahead, sister.
I don't even say do not, but at the end it says enter into the fields of the father.
Right, it says, yeah, it said, do not enter to the fields of the fatherless.
Meaning,
Huh?
meaning don't follow behind, not us.
Right. The fatherless, they don't have no father. You know what I mean? And really, that's everybody that's not in the truth for real. Cause they thinking they father is a white man called Cedric Borgia, that white Jesus with the long stringy hair or whatnot. That's their father. They thinking he God and the son. Huh?
They like some bastard kids. Everybody.
Right. It's yeah, because a lot, believe me, like for real, you know what I mean, for real, 76% of black households are raised up without a father in the household. So you know, most of us are fatherless for sure. But that father he talk about for sure is that father without the Most High. You know what I mean? They looking in the Christianity take, don't follow behind them. You know what I mean? Because you see with the results of what we in, and you know what I'm saying, we in hell on earth. We're not talking about individual, we talking about as a nationality. You know what I mean? It's hell on earth for what we going through. You know what I mean? And that's what we following behind. You know what I mean? Everything that our grandmother, our grandfather, that was a preacher, and everything that you thought that you had, the righteousness you thought you had. No, put that behind, hit the reset, and come and relearn as a little child. What Christ say? You can't come into the truth unless you can't come into heaven, into the fold unless you come as a little child. We already know when you have a child, you learning, they believe everything you say. If you tell your little child that y'all the reptile people. You know what I'm saying? You know what people be thinking, you know, folks be thinking of reptile people. If you like for real, if you have a baby and you teach them that they look, we really some reptiles. We just coming in a human form. Them children will believe that probably until they about 30, or most of them will believe it into their whole life. And probably one of them will break off and be like, nah, we ain't no reptiles or whatnot, or whatever. But you can't believe it because they without the father. Go ahead. Hold on real quick, Michael.
Well, when I read that, we said, move not the old landmarks for me, like remove not the laws, and it said enter not into the fields of the fatherless. It's basically saying like to me that sounds like it's saying like the white man, he ain't got God for the Most High and his child. So like it's telling us don't move into the fields of the fatherless. Is that
Right. You hit it on the money because we already know the heathens. What when the Most High did what he ain't choose them. You know what I mean? The Most High ain't choose them, so the Most High is not their fault. You know what I mean? And to the other nations, they are nothing but a drop in the bucket. We already know what they're gonna be pushing. You know what I mean? The people that they lead Christianity, what they do? They go into the Arab. The Most High ain't with them either. They go into the Muslim mosque. And be oppressed with them also. You know what I mean? If you got people on that Tina Turner spirit, want to be a Buddhist. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, everybody saying what love got to do with it. You already know the alhamdulillah, all that type of stuff. You know what I mean? They want to meditate. They want to do meditation on a Hindu type of level. You know what I mean? When they want to clear their mind. What the Most High said, well, you know what I'm saying? You meditate on the scriptures on the Most High. So this is the way we meditate, but it's the way them heathens meditate also. You see a Negro, we want to do everything else other than what the Most High say. All we just show us something new. It's like we were like a little kid in the candy store. We just want something new. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And that's why our downfall is. That's why we keep on blowing like the wind. We're going here, there. We're a Muslim, we E5, Christianity. We're going to a different set of Christianity. You know what I'm saying? All type of stuff. Go ahead. Was it Makalot?
I was just gonna say earlier when you were talking about like how you raise your kids up, you have thinking like about the reptile situation. I was gonna like many of us, you know, with the seed thinking like we evolved from apes and monkeys, like.
Mm-hmm. What we talking about as far as the evolution?
When you were talking about if you have your child grow up and think that, you know what I'm saying, they come from they come from wrestling, like you said, I was saying.
Oh.
I was just saying like there's an example of that, like, you know, how we've been tricked to think like we come from monkeys and stuff. So it's like,
Oh yeah, that's another example also. Definitely bring it out because you already know the evolution. Like real, you get to talking to these people. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? We teach our children to go to school and make A's or whatnot, but when they make A's and straight A's, they thinking they we coming from monkeys. They thinking we coming from a one cell amoeba. You know what I mean? We think we coming starting from an amoeba and finessing to a tadpole, finessing to a snake. The snake start walking. And then we finesse into a monkey, and then we finesse into a human being. You know what I mean? That's you know, it's all foolishness. You know what I'm saying? According to the Most High, man. You know what I mean? But if you teach your children that, if you know what I mean, or if you don't teach your children nothing, all they learn is that in school, that's what they're gonna be sticking with. That's what they're gonna believe. They're gonna believe in Darwin's theory or whatnot, and not knowing these things have been debunked years ago. You know what I mean? Like real, like well, they got an ape Lucy though. They used to be the oldest skeleton they found or whatnot. A lot of these theories have been debunked. But if you're not in the truth, you're not really you going off their old scholastics 1.0 information. You know what I mean? You don't know the evolution been debunked. You know what I mean? You don't know half these things in the textbooks they teach us have been debunked. You know what I'm saying? You don't know about carbon dating. You know what I mean? Where they just making up dates and all type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? The thing is to stick with the Lord say. But just like you coming to the I.S.U.P.K, a lot of stuff has been proven to us. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I mean? When you have a vantage, you have a child or whatnot, and teaching your children, you definitely got to teach them. But what I was saying is that definitely you can teach your children anything. That we the reptile people, that we this and that we Islam or whatnot. A lot of people just gonna go follow what the traditions. Basically, what I'm saying is a lot of people gonna follow traditions what they follow from their parents from back in the day. You know what I mean? Your mama, daddy, your auntie, and all them, they was Muslim. You gonna be Muslim. Your mama, daddy, auntie, and all them, they was Jehovah's Witness. You gonna be Jehovah's Witness. Save it 7-day Adventist. You're gonna be 7-day Adventist, and you're gonna try to push that stuff on me. Oh, 7-day Adventist is so great. Oh man, you a 7-day Adventist, come over here. You my brother, you my sister. But that's a damn lie. You know what I'm saying? All that's a lie. All sets of Christianity is a lie, man. You know what I mean? I don't even care if they teaching a little bit of the law. You know what I'm saying? Because you already know when you was in the Christianity, you look at Jehovah's Witness like, bro, we'll never be in that. You know what I'm saying? But the Jehovah's Witness, they follow. They don't celebrate birthdays. They don't celebrate some of the holidays and whatnot. But they still a damn lie. You know what I mean? Because it's about the whole law. It's about the whole law. Because the Most High gonna hold you accountable. You may not celebrate. You may not celebrate holidays and the birthdays, but you sleeping with other men's wives. You know what I mean? You'll cross your other brother out. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying, this is Wednesday night law class. You gotta have the full law in spirit and in truth, and you can do it. It ain't hard, for real. You already know what you done wrong. You already know you're supposed to put your people above any other people. You already know you're supposed to deal with your people in a certain type of way. You know what I'm saying? You already know if your people out there begging and then somebody close with you, you're supposed to help them out to a certain extent. You know what I mean? Everything that you can. You already know you're not supposed to sell your soul, sell your body for riches to make it to the top. Keep on going in Proverbs.
verse 13, withhold not correction from the child. For if thou leadest him with the rod, he shall not die.
Right, that's correction of the child, like real, like that's things breaking down the ribs or whatnot. We get into the point a lot of times where we know that we getting like Esau though. We getting like the white folks. We spread a rod. We think we can put our children in time out. Now, I'm not saying like because it's a thin line between beating your children and spanking them or whatnot. We're not talking. Even what our grandmamas did back in the day, some of that stuff was abuse. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? When you get, you got whips going to school, whips on you and everything. You're an 80s baby. You already know you went to school with whips on you. You know what I'm saying? So it's a thin line between what you got to do, but you have to teach your children all that stuff, all that type of stuff them heathens doing or whatnot. Don't spread a ride. For real, because you know what I'm saying. If you put all you can put into them when they're young, you know what I mean. Yeah, they may have a wild stint, a wild period, but when they get older, they gonna come back into their truth. They're gonna come back into what they was taught, man. You know what I mean, sister. You had something to bring up?
Yes, I'm sorry, I did. I don't know if I was tripping, but if he didn't say for their Redeemer is mighty, he shall plead their cause with thee.
Verse 11.
Yes.
Right, and that's why I was talking about with the Most High, the Yahawashi Christ. He's like the lawyer for us, and Satan is like more like the prosecutor. You know what I'm saying? Yahawashi, he gonna be like, nah. He changed his life. He came into the truth. You know what I mean? Yeah, I know he was a wicked Negro. I know she was a wicked sister before. You know what I mean? Name known in the streets, or the brother that not gonna sold every drug and sold mountains of drugs or whatnot. But the brother came into the truth. You know what I mean? So we erasing all that. Satan like, heck that brother done goddamn sold pills and everything, had the fentanyl, had the folks goddamn foaming at the mouth out here and everything. But no, Christ like, the brother, he denounced all that. He came into the truth. You know what I'm saying? He got with the prophets of the Most High. You know what I'm saying? And he seen what it was. All that's erased. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, he had abortions. Like the sister had abortions and everything before, but now that they know better, they created he and she created a big family, and they did that no more. You know what I'm saying? Where the sister was down bad on her look, down bad, and she chose not to sell her body. She chose not to go into the strip club. She chose not to go on OnlyFans or whatnot. She got it the long way. You know what I mean? She did that in times before, but going forward, the sister doggone stay righteous on the righteous path. So that, you know what I mean? So that's what that's bringing out on that right there. And that's your question.
I'm gonna interrupt on the last verse, but
What the last verse and what?
the 12th verse.
Uh-huh.
Apply thine heart unto instructions and thy ears to the words of knowledge.
Right. What's your question on that?
So, meaning the laws, like you said, it's supposed to naturally come to us, like we can feel
To a certain extent. Right. Yeah, what I was saying, like, it's like, what I was saying, to a certain extent, so-called black people, even Hispanic and Native Americans, to a certain extent, things are written on hearts. But we don't like our meats medium rare, being we're real taboo when somebody's homosexual or somebody doing something, running around in that type of way, transgenders or whatnot. But the rest of the law, we don't know. We don't know everything. Some people like, oh, that's common sense. That was written on, what I mean, we supposed to know that, but but you got to get taught again by the prophets and the teachers of the Most High, and everything you thought you knew about the Most High, you got to be retaught on that. You got to humble yourself as a little child to get the proper instructions on that. You know what I mean? Because just like you teach your child as you whatever reptilian people, you got to prayers reset and reteach them, and you got to be retaught so you can reteach your children, reteach the people who listen to you. You know what I mean? And that instruction is the law. You know what I mean? That knowledge for sure is the law, knowing who you is according to the Bible. You know what I mean? Go ahead, brother.
Is it a precept? Say like pour out all the old wine and then fill it.
Yeah.
With new wine because you can't mix them.
Yeah, for sure. You know what I'm saying? Like who could put old wine into new bottles? You know what I mean? Because if you do that, if you Salaki, you put new wine into old bottles that have been used before. You put the new wine in there, they burst or whatnot. So you have to put the new wine into the new bottles or whatnot. You know what I mean? So that's that reset that you're doing in your body. You know what I mean? Like for you learning all this knowledge according to the Most High, but you know what I mean. You have put you're not trying to still apply to Christianity. You got to come into this thing as a little child. You know what I mean? Like you know what I'm saying. You've been coming to the school for a minute, so you already know. You already know it's not just the holidays; it's other things too. It's immaculate conception. You know what I mean? It's all type of issues, stuff that you wouldn't even, it's stuff that we can't even go over right now and cover in this class before. It's everything. I like for real. You gotta come basically like a little child. I don't know nothing. Teach me everything. Now I got all the questions in the world. Cause for real, cause like we not like the Christian church. Ask all the questions. For real, cause we prove all things for sure. For real. So you don't want to put that and you don't want to be the same, doing the same old thing, doing the same agenda, still trying to come into the truth or whatnot. You gotta create that new environment for yourself. Then you know what I mean. The way you stop, you know what I'm saying. You stop looking at the world in a certain type of way. You know what I mean. Real. So you get that new mind, new body. You get that new mind. You know what I mean. And you put that new knowledge. It's not really new, but you put that knowledge, which is new to you, in there. Go ahead.
I got brothers still in the world, man. Be like, they be wanna meet. Like I got friends in town right now. I want me to meet up with them, stuff like that.
Mhm.
I'm like I got work, man. And I'm like I got class. Like, you know what I mean? Like I ain't trying to like how I deal with that. Like how deal with that, man. People try to come, hang out with you still, like just block them out. Like that's what I'm doing.
No. We're not even with blocking it because it's not a cult. We not, even though we do be wearing, like, we making fun of stuff. And we got like cult leader, cult this, you know what I mean? Because they be thinking that we a cult or whatnot, but we not a cult. We don't keep, you know what I'm saying? Remember, them people are the Lord's people, man. You know what I mean? If the Most High show mercy on you, how would you know? You know what I mean? Just like people in my family, they make people that I know. You know what I mean? Like, it took a minute for me to come into the truth and to realize or whatnot. The same patience that the Most High had on me, you gotta have on them. You know what I mean? Go ahead, officer.
Like if I could, like how like I said, like we are a cult, but we're not the how society looks at cults. You know what I'm saying? Because how society looks at cults today, or how they term them, right? Like society will term a cult as like a culture that is just so set apart, right? Like a group that's set apart that they what's the word for it? That they're like on an enclosure. Like you can't even get to them. It's like a compound. You see what I'm saying? Like we're not that type of cult. You see, like we're trying to start a new culture amongst blacks, Hispanics, and Asians. You know what I'm saying? So like with your friends, you let them know, yeah, man, I gotta work, but man, hey, afterwards, man, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to go to class, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm learning new things. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm really learning. You know what I'm saying, about the Bible. You know what I'm saying? I was so confused back then. You know what I'm saying? But now I got these questions, man. These brothers are answering them. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm learning new things. You know what I'm saying? I'm learning what life is really about. You know what I'm saying? How I should be living my life. You know what I'm saying? And really, you know what I'm saying? I'm pretty much I'm on this new path. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like you know, earlier you know what I'm saying, we still cool. You know what I'm saying? But this is what I'm trying to do right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm not on that walk no more. You know what I mean? Like, and that's what you can do. You know what I'm saying? Expose them to that. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, Brick, if you want to, Brick with class. Brick class.
Right.
Let them see what you're about. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just like, you know, they had a new job, you know what I'm saying? Hey man, come check this out, man. Hey man, I got a new girl, man. Man, take a look at it, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey man, this is new movie, man. It's like that. You know what I'm saying? Hey man, this is part I'm trying to get to. All right, then let's try it out. You know what I'm saying? You know, but let them know. But even if you feel like you can't really say anything yet, because you know what I'm saying, you are new into this, then that's fine. Let them see how you move. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times, you know, what's the line? You know what I'm saying? I can show you better than I can tell you. You know what I'm saying? So do that. You know what I'm saying? So when they see that, you know what I'm saying, you're not trying to smoke out no more. You know what I'm saying? When they see, you know what I'm saying, you ain't about going to all the parties. You know what I mean? You're not trying to celebrate the holidays. Okay, let me see what he's really about now.
That's it.
Yeah, definitely. You gotta let your light shine for sure, because we all go through it, and then remember you got the truth, real. So the Lord with that can't be broken. So if you know what you're doing, you know what I mean. They ask you on certain issues or whatever, you gonna be able to answer all after a while. You're gonna be able to answer all things. You know what I mean? I mean, some of the brothers may not be stuck. You know what I mean? I know for me, for example, you know what I mean. A lot of my well, a certain group of my friends, a lot of them try to go into every type of knowledge and be like, you know, act like the Bible. Man, ain't nothing but a man. That Bible's so false. Ain't nothing but a white man book, or not even a white man book. It ain't nothing but ain't nothing but full of fairy tales. No, Noah's Ark, the flood came through. But when I got that knowledge, I was able, you know what I mean? It was 1 against 5, 1 against 4, spawn against them brothers. I still love them the same, you know what I mean? But at the same time, real, like y'all, I mean, you know what I mean? Y'all not gonna get me to absorb y'all. Y'all gonna have to absorb this truth, because this is the truth. We cutting down everything y'all into. You got idols in your house or whatever, you know what I mean? Come back to this. This what a true this how a real manly man is. This makes a real manly man. This makes a real feminine woman. At the same time, you know what I mean. This is what builds a household. You know what I mean. This is how I could be myself, as far as your core personality. Your core personality, like you know how people like get out of prison or be just a maniac all through their life. They come into Christian church and just be Michael Jackson, talking like Mickey Mouse. You know what I mean? All of a sudden, you ain't got to be like that. Keep that warrior spirit. Right. You can still keep that warrior spirit. Keep everything like you kept before. You know what I mean? I'm still cool. I'm still cool and everything else. But when it comes to the Most High, I ain't gonna cross the Most High out for you. You know what I'm saying? Real life, real. Cause them still your people, life real. So you just fishing the will of men. You know what I mean? You always try to think of clever and ways to fish them in. You know what I'm saying? That's what we want to do with your friends. You know what I mean? You ain't gotta forsake them, because with a real coach gonna tell them what to do. Don't. Your family ain't in this group. Don't talk to your family. Your friends ain't in this group. Don't talk to your friends. You know what I mean? You walk through high-minded, and don't you turn your back on them, whatever. But we don't turn our back on our brothers. Right. We don't turn our back on our sisters, right, on our people. You know what I'm saying? Real, you know what I'm saying? We work with them now. We don't gonna let them take advantage of us. We gonna see if they coming with a game or coming with a plot, we gonna peep it out. But at the same time, nah, we don't do that. You know what I mean? Because if you notice, other Israelite, some other Israelite groups, and definitely some other cults, they definitely will keep you away from your family. They keep you away from your friends, and people won't even know you no more. And you think and then they have you walking the earth like you just better than everybody. Now we better than the damn heathen, no doubt. But as far as your brother and your sister from the 12 tribes of Israel, nah, no, I mean the Most High had mercy on me. You know what I mean? The Most High used me as a vessel to have mercy on you. You know what I mean? And we're gonna end with this because we're going to the top of Proverbs 23:27. You know what I mean? Because we wanted to get into the Mega Stallion, but we already know the story of the Mega Stallion thing. We broke it down in a few angles or whatnot. But the brother Tory Lanez, you know what I mean? And it's crazy when somebody gets sentenced, when somebody is shot and they breathing their last breaths, or they a paraplegic, or you know what I mean, sometimes or whatnot, or they get shot in a different way. They be thinking about the brother that they stunning on, or the brother that was working at McDonald's, the brothers who was you trap boy Freddie, you trap boy. Big trap boy coming there with big pockets, you know what I'm saying? All blue faces, all hundreds coming in there, be like, bro, you still working in here? Hey man, give me a number one. Yeah, man, here extra tip. You stunting on the brother or whatnot. When you get them 25 years, when you get that time or whatnot, you start thinking about, or you get shot or whatnot, and everything ain't going like it's supposed to go. You start thinking like, man, I trade my life just for that brother that's working at McDonald's. You know what I'm saying? I trade my life for that brother who got they sweeping and mopping the floor. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm doomed now. You know what I'm saying? Real. And that's a deep dish right there. That's a deep dish. Bring that out. Proverbs 23:27.
Proverbs 23:27. is a deep ditch, and a strange woman is a narrow pit.
Right, that's a deep ditch. You already know, but you know when you see on the certain movies when they put little covers on in the woods or whatnot, and they want to catch something, they be a deep ditch. It look like it's a regular ground, but you step on that, you fall into a deep ditch where you can't get out or whatnot. That's what they saying a whore is. You know what I mean? When they popping all that city girl, all that Megan Thee Stallion stuff, even though we know they capping, we ain't gonna say they capping, but we already know at the end of the day they have men that rule over them. But they're gonna teach your daughters, they're gonna teach our sisters to be a certain another type of way. You know what I'm saying? But the entertainment to get the money, to get the bag, you know what I mean? They gotta teach our women and our daughters how to be whores. You know what I mean? How to run around in a certain type of way. But you already know, just in a short amount of time, Megan Thee Stallion was in the industry. It's been hell to pay. You know what I mean? Even though the brother is getting 20-some years or 5 years, whatever, we already know you sent that black man to jail. You know what I mean? Now, I ain't saying that like for real, brother shooting at a sister, Lord. What? I can't even understand that mentality. We here to protect our sisters, so everybody wrong. You know what I mean? But you know, it's still gonna be a stigmatization on that. Like, you know what I mean? Like I was saying, like, say if she broke up with her boyfriend right now, and a respected rapper get with Megan Thee Stallion, you be like, boy, you a sucker. What did you do again with her? I thought you knew better. I thought you were more intelligent than that. You know what I'm saying? But you want to fall into a deep ditch just like all the rest of them brothers. Just like Tory Lanez. Is you crazy? You know what I mean? Being with her ain't no bragging rights right now. And that's how it's always going to be, man. You know what I mean? Finish me off at verse 28.
Found out one con. Verse 28. He also lieth in wait as for a prey, and increases the transgressors among men.
Right, and we already know the transgression among men is a transgression is definitely the breaking the law. This is Wednesday night law class. You know what I mean? Anything that is transgression against the law is sin. That's what defines sin. So you got to make sure you know exactly everything to the T what transgression the law is, because you can be on the other side of the Most High. You can be out of the will of the Most High and don't even know it. But when you're in the I.S.U.P.K, you're going to know it. You know what I mean? We have Wednesday night law class. We teach the law. We about the law. You know what I mean? We here to get our people out of poverty, our people out of this mind state and whatnot, and to be rich in spirit. You know what I mean? I'm Officer Baraki. I'm going to pass it over to Officer Hadar for security announcements.
This is the I.S.U.P.K security announcements. We have the I.S.U.P.K starting at 1 West, 125th Street Hall, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother and sister come to the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They're to be saluted only. They hit to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to that brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment, come from the book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21, and also the book of Malachi, chapter 3, verses 8 through 10, which means 10th in the Hebrew, ma'ashara. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, gives to the treasury department. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatever amount you like to give. Upcoming holy convocations should be the Feast of Purim. You understand? The Feast of Purim taking place in March. All right? We'll give more details as we get closer to the date. And reminder for any for all brothers and sisters to check to if you ever get lost, like check the bulletin board, check the calendar, understand on the wall in the hallway. And also, if any brother who wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black as boots, shirts, pants, headbands, and war scarves. And also, if you could, please remember to Google the address every time you come to the school. That is 3353 Glenwood Road, Decatur, Georgia. And with that, we'll give a crazy salute for the teacher in Israel. Amajim Shabbat. Amajim, just for the men right now. Amajim, Barak, Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahshua Brakatah.
Yahweh Hashem Yahshua Barakatah.
All right. And what we just said in the Hebrew is, may the Most High, in the name of Christ, bless you. Down patah, hands down. Sorry, please turn to the sister. Sisters, stand. Okay, we're going to give a courtesy salute for the sisters. All right, remember, sis? Right hand over left. There you go. Same face for the Lord. And when we say Barak, you're going to put your right hand over your chest. All right? All right, men of Israel. Amon Shabbat. Amajim. Barak. Yahweh Shamar Alatha Ba'Hashem Yahushai. All right, sis. Now you say Yahweh Shamar Alatha Ba'Hashem Yahushai. Very good. And what we just said in the Hebrew for the sister is may the Most High watch over you in the name of Christ. Yamatai, hands down. Class dismissed.
All right, brothers, man.
Let me get y'all on the what's your name?